Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today on Stubble Meets Steel. I got my shaving shirt on, so you know what that means. It's time to review something. So today I got a pretty exciting video, exciting for me anyways, because my regular viewers will know, but I would consider myself a gem head. I love these old vintage gems and I did a whole big video on them. And so I started deciding that I wanted to get a modern razor that has a head that accommodates the gem blades, and there is a handful of them as I started looking around. Blackland makes one, PAA makes one, and there's one called Sheild Razors on AliExpress that have a gem style head. And so I looked around, and the PAA one, from what I heard, doesn't have the corners protected very well. And as those that don't know, the gem razors use what looks like a paint scraper style blade, but it is in fact a different hollow ground blade that's different. Maybe not hollow ground on some of them, the PAL ones are, but anyways, the corners of the PAA one aren't protected very well from what I understand. Reading a couple of reviews, one guy was saying that if he shaves straight lines it was great, but if he started making any sort of angles or curves it was just nicking him and cutting him all up. And then I heard that the Blackland one wasn't really aggressive enough. I guess they're making another version of it. But anyways, I was like, well, I want to try something a little bit different. And the 3D printed plastic razor that I got kind of opened my eyes, and I realized that maybe I do like lightweight razors. It was just the lightweight razors that I had tried I didn't really care for. So I thought that, you know what, the gem razors have a kind of unique resonance and audio feedback to them. And so I thought it'd be cool to get aluminum, because aluminum razors sound a little bit different. So I thought the pairing between the gem blade and aluminum would sound pretty trick. It does sound good, but honestly, it actually sounds louder when I put a stainless handle on it. But I wanted to show this is the same as what they consider the Sheild brand. They call it the Predator. The Predator is the stainless steel version, which they also do make. But again, I wanted to try the aluminum. This one is about 41 grams. Blade gap on it is 1.15, and then the blade exposure is 0.12. He doesn't have it listed, so I assume that's millimeters. But, you know, it just goes to show that some of those numbers, you know, are bullshit in my opinion, because, you know, I tried a 0.70 razor I'm going to review pretty soon here, and that was too aggressive for me. But this 1.15, I can rock it fine. It doesn't bother me at all. So the moral of the story is just try some of these razors, because what the gap and the specs are, you never know what you're going to get till you put it to your face, in my opinion. And the gem blades and the gem razors, I should say, do engage at a different angle. You take the face of it and basically ride it parallel on your face like that. You lift it off maybe 15, 20 degrees or so. So they engage and feel differently anyways. But all that said, there was another bit of interesting gem news. The blades have been, these are the infamous coated ones, the 62-0178 that have been around for ages. They're the same blade, but now rebranded under Accutech. They don't have the Persona name and anything on them, so I picked up a new pack of these. I thought that was of honorable mention that they've kind of changed packaging. But back to more important things, the razor is very unique in the way that it's put together, as far as I'll show you a couple of things that I thought were pretty interesting. The blades are unique in that shape, and what the designer Mike has done from Sheild Razors is the top cap stud there is purposely cut out to accommodate the little hole in the blade, and so it allows perfect clamping, and it catches those tabs, and in the middle goes there, and it still screws on and works fine as far as the thread post. And it's got some pretty unique engraving. I don't know how you can see that. It's funny, everybody's all up in arms about all these little washers or O-rings on the bottom of the razor, and I just started getting razors that have them, and I always forget. Like my buddy said, well, just turn the thing upside down like this, you dummy, so that way the post is, you know, pointing down and it falls into the abyss, down the drain or down on the floor. But again, it's something new for me. But as far as putting it back on, you just thread it right back on, and everything lines up, and it threads on there perfectly. And you know, I thought it was a really innovative design that they had done by cutting that out like that to accommodate the hole in the blade. I thought that was a pretty innovative, cool design. That way you can have basically a modern style razor, but it accommodates the cool gem blade. So you might be asking, well, what the heck do you want to bother with this stupid gem blade? What's all the fuss about? Well, for me personally, on a DE blade, I can usually only get about 3 to 4 shaves out of most. If I push it beyond that, I can usually get a decent shave, but then afterward I'm all razor burned and eaten up. And so with the gem blades, I lost track of the last two because I had so many blades open at the same time. I had 2 or 3 of them open at the same time, and what wound up happening was I lost track of how many shaves I had on there. But long story short, I know I had at least 10 on there. I talked to another guy and he said he knows people that get 15 to 20 shaves, and I personally know another shaving channel that he said he gets 40 shaves out of a gem blade. Now look, I realize it's, it depends on how thick and coarse your hair is, but still, for me, even the 10 shaves is impressive enough. And yeah, I just have all those vintage cool gems, so I thought it'd be cool to get something modern. So I was really excited to try this. The only downside of getting some of these razors off of AliExpress, whether it's Yachi or any of these companies, they do take a little while. I think this took better part of about 2 weeks, closer to 3 weeks. Today's soap, kind of not very well known brand. My buddy picked it up on Etsy. It's Old Dog Shave. This is the pineapple bay rum that he makes. He also makes a barbershop one that he's mailing out to me, and then also a coconut lime. They're tallow-based soap, and it's $10. So I was like, cool, I'll check it out. My buddy already uses it, and he said it was really awesome soap. So I was like, cool, I'll check it out. Help a small artisan out. And so far, I had a pretty good shave with it the other day, so I was excited to try it again today. All right. I would say for a bay rum, it's definitely a pineapple. It is a pineapple bay rum, and it's definitely very pineapple forward. So if you don't like pineapple, you probably won't like it, but I think it smells great. I just had I have the pineapple ambrosia by Elgin, and I was just going to compare the two smells, and they were pretty similar. This maybe smells like it has a little bit more of a bay rum, spicy kind of notes in the background that the ambrosia from Elgin didn't have. So different smells, but both great pineapple smells. My buddy said he pairs this with a Ginger's Garden, makes a pineapple bay rum splash that he pairs with it. I was thinking about picking that up. Pretty good pop. Let's add a little water, see what it can take. A couple guys were complaining that my lather was shit, so sorry about that. I realize it in the middle of it, but I've come to realize that I can get away with a lot more as far as lack of lathering and what my face can take for one, and then I kind of just feel bad. I guess I could always speed it up or edit it, but it makes a lot more work. I like to try to make videos that I can just shoot out and not really have to edit, unless I have to add a thumbnail or picture information that I want to put in there for you guys. Almost dropped it. So I was so torn. I was really going to make this video. I was thinking about doing a shave off with an actual vintage gem at the same time at the end, instead of just shaving with just this one. But I thought I'd give it its fair shake and just do just a video on just this one today. And then if you guys are interested, I could do pretty much, if you saw my video, I also now have 2 featherweight gems. So I pretty much have almost the entire lineup other than the mole shaver, the open comb vintage gem. But I could do the clog proof, the featherweight, gem junior. I have a 1912, a G-bar. So I could compare to any of those. Super smooth. and maybe it was in my head, but I swear I put the stainless steel handle, it'll fit a razor rock handle. So it must have 0.5, or not 0.5, a 5 mil thread on it. But anyways, by adding the extra weight, it definitely seemed like it bumped up the efficiency to it. So I'd speculate that the stainless steel one is pretty damn efficient. I looked out, I'll tell my wife thanks. She called earlier. I thought I was recording and I wasn't, so I thought I was knee deep in the video. It turns out I wasn't. She just wanted me to switch some sheets around. I'm like, babe, why didn't you just text me that? So then I look, I'm like, oh, well, she actually saved me because I would have done the whole damn video not recording a thing. So, hey, you know, life's funny. It worked out. All right, first pass done. Very nice. Spoiler alert if I do a shave off, but to me, it feels very much like a featherweight, if you're familiar with the featherweight. And I recently found out that there's two different versions of the featherweight from Gem. There's a first gen and a second gen. If it's got lines on the top cap near the tab that you flip to open the top cap and close the top cap, or more open it, I should say, a little tab on the back. If there's parallel lines on the back, that is the more mild second gen, I found out. I had gotten the first gen, and that's the one that I really like. I find it very efficient, but very smooth. It's my favorite of the series. Really neck and neck with the clog proof, but the featherweight has a really cool handle on it that has the most unique but awesome ergos of any handle I've used. It has like a funny kind of banana curve to the shape of the handle. When I first saw it, I was like, you know, what'd they do that for? But when you're doing it against the grain, it really goes really nice. Anyways, shave-wise, it's this Gem razor by Sheild feels a lot like a featherweight to me, the first gen. Price on the Sheild Razor is awesome. The aluminum one, it's 35 bucks shipped. And like I said, it does come from overseas, so it does take a little while. The stainless steel one is just shy of 60. I think it was 58. See, right there, that's usually my problem area. You would think a 1.15 gap would just be horrific, but no, no problem. Easy peasy. Yeah, I'm starting to look at the gap and blade exposure measurements less and less. I'd say exposure matters a lot more than gap, but even still. Pick it up and shave with it. That's how you'll find out if you like it. Very nice. Very, very nice. Comment below, has anybody polished out an aluminum razor? I talked to the gentleman that makes these, Mike from Sheild, and he said that it's not a good idea to polish out aluminum. I don't know if he has this anodized, but he was saying that raw aluminum can just kind of look kind of funky. But I know that they, you know, aluminum wheels, like not mag wheels, but aluminum wheels can be polished out and be shiny. So I don't know if they put a clear coat on top of them to keep that from oxidizing and having any issues, or what's your 2 cents there, gents? Can I buff this, polish this out? I like that soap. It's got some good density to it. Nice and slick. For $10, that's a steal of the century. Very nice. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this razor. It's very smooth. I dig the lightweight. I find it interesting that when you get the right lightweight razor, you would think that you would want to put pressure when using a lightweight razor. But I find the right ones don't. They actually almost encourage you to do the opposite and go with the super light touch. And when you do that, I find they work the best. Otherwise, you're like inhibiting the action of the razor. Just like how you can mess up a gun cycling with a improper grip, mess up the cycling of the gun. Same thing. Oh, I got a nice bay rum scent there. It smells good. Yeah, I like this soap. It smells good. Bring out the brush there. Tons of soap. Yeah, I thought with the aluminum razor it'd be cool because if I wanted to, I could just put a stainless steel handle on it. Once he told me that it was the common thread, I was like, well, that's cool. I can put a heavier handle on it. So it's almost like I've got two razors because, like I said, when I did put the stainless steel handle on there, it definitely seemed like it cranked up the efficiency a little bit. All right. Going for our third and final pass here. Very efficient right there. This is against the grain, but underneath my neck, there's almost nothing there. Not until I get around the corner here. On the lower part of the jawline, there's always some hair there. I was talking to my buddy about different face shapes. Can make a big difference on how easily a person can shave. I've got a pretty angular jawline, so it makes it harder for me to get around the jawline without having issues with the sharper, more aggressive razors. Somebody that's got a fuller face and less pronounced curve jawline, much easier for them to shave with the more aggressive razor without incident. There's nothing for the razor to catch. Also, if you've got, you know, a thinner, less coarse beard, I see some people on channels, they'll say that, you know, it's 3-4 days stubble, and I don't see anything. So I'm not faulting them at all. That's their beard, that's fine. My point is that they have a much lighter, less coarse beard. And I think that people with less coarse beards can get away with a more aggressive razor easier. If you have a coarser, thicker hair, I think that the more aggressive razors want to grab that coarser hair. And then also the most important factor is skin sensitivity. If somebody doesn't have sensitive skin, one of my buddies at the inspector's den was saying that when he was in the military, he did one pass against the grain only. That was how he shaved. And he did say it would mess up his face, but he just didn't know any better back then. The point is, sometimes I think people can shave a lot easier depending on the shape of their face, and their hair type plays a big role in what razors they can get away with. Yeah, very efficient. There's a tiny bit of pickup, but usually I've got a lot of pickup in here, and there's like the tiniest bit. If I wasn't nitpicky, I could just be like, you know what, I'm good. This is BBS. But I can get away with doing some pickups. Plenty of slickness in that soap. All right. Just gonna rinse off. All right. Gonna use some Vanulay Bay Rum Aftershave Splash once that witch hazel soaks in. So overall thoughts, fantastic razor, a really impressive build quality. The tolerances are fantastic. The way he's got that blade alignment system, that was a fantastic idea. From what I understand, one of the other gem style razors uses that style setup too. But yeah, overall, you know, great build quality. I forgot to mention the lather channels are nice and pronounced there. It rinses out really, really easy. It's got great balance on it. I like the fact that, like I said, with the aluminum one, I can put the stainless steel handle on there and kind of crank it up a little bit. I've heard some guys say that the stainless steel one was a little bit too aggressive for them. I did notice it did seem like it was a little bit cranked up a little bit with the heavier weight, so take that into mind. But if you're looking for you know, a gem, and these old school vintage ones scare you a little bit, you want something a little more modern, for 35 bucks, this is a home run. Awesome. Like I said, he has a couple different handle shapes. They're all pretty similar in here, but you can get ones that have like different line configurations, different notches kind of cut out. So he has a bunch of different flavors. And yeah, overall, I really, really like it. It's extremely efficient. And when I did put the stainless steel handle on there, that was 3 shave BBS, which is very rare for me. I pretty much always have to do some cleanup and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very thrilled that it's definitely been the razor that I've been reaching for since I've gotten it. You know, it's been a lot of fun, and yeah, I highly check it out for, you know, bang for the buck. You really can't beat it at all. So I'm super happy with it. As I mentioned, those little tabs there on the ends are covered by those little nubs. I've never had any problems with it nicking me. You know, I haven't had to be quote unquote careful at all using it. But yeah, I've really been enjoying it. So shout out to Mike at Sheild Razors. Fantastic job. I did message him and tell him exactly that, but yeah, he knocked it out of the park with this one. No complaints from me. Fantastic gentleman. If you're interested in the gem world, gem bladed razors, check it out. You won't be disappointed. I hope you liked the video. I'll see everybody soon.